Hi Capricorn, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina and today we are doing your April 2020 predictions. Obviously with everything that's going on right now, there's not necessarily like a lot of like external action that's going on. So we'll try to focus more on like internal work. So yeah, with that being said, you know, this may apply to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Keep in mind that this is a general reading and it might not apply to everyone, and that is okay. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest that doesn't. If you are able to gain something from this, if you were able to learn at something at all, let me know in the comments down below. Give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, family, loved ones, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification to know when I upload my videos. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at Sinfulpluto.com. And if you want to find me on social media, you can do so on Twitter, Instagram at Sinfulpluto. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started, darling. I'm a mess, yo. That's crazy. I'm using the This Might Hurt Tarot. I'll be linking it down below if you're interested in checking it out. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, Spirit, what's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, April 2020. What's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, April 2020? What's going on? April 2020. Alright, I have two cards that fell out. We have the Empress or Emperor reverse. This may be you or someone else. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries. And we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. Oh, Capricorn. We have the Ten of Swords reversed. The Knight of Cups. The Four of Cups. And we have the Empress. Wow, that's crazy. We have the Empress as well. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Oh, Capricorn. Oh, God. Okay, so you might be feeling restless, of course. Similar to Aries, you may be feeling really restless, feeling very impatient, trying to get instant gratification, trying to just have everything just be over with. I'm sure, you know, as the cardinal sign, you're like, okay, you know, I'm in quarantine. I've been here for a few days now, a few weeks now. Okay, what do I do now? Like, when is this going to be over? I have things to do. I have people to meet. I have places to go. Like, I'm sure you are feeling this way. This Knight of Pentacles reversed just really talks about the impatience, trying to like find a way to just trying to find a shortcut, trying to find a way to cut corners, whether it's in relation to what's going on right now or just in your personal life in general. This is the energy of someone trying to cut corners, someone who doesn't want to do things by the book, someone who is trying to get instant results, and when they don't, they just like want to give up. They want to drop everything and go on to the next thing. And so that seems to be a pretty big lesson for you. Capricorn, is, you know, if there's something that you want, if there's something that you want to earn, if there's a goal that you want to reach, you know, it's possible that it might not be reached instantly. It might not be something that you're instantly good at, okay? It might not be something that you are naturally inclined to do. It might require some practice. It might require listening to instruction and like reading every single line and not trying to cut corners. It might lead to it might require some diligence and consistency on your end. It might not be something that you're trying to pick up on, that you can pick up immediately. For some reason, I'm thinking of someone like trying to learn guitar. Someone like trying to learn a guitar or like try to learn to play an instrument, and of course on their first try of doing it, they're not going to be a natural pro, and so they're like, they're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to do this. I'm not even meant to be a guitarist. I don't even like guitar. And it's like, no, you just don't know what you're doing, and that's fine. Like, it's fine if you're not naturally inclined to instruments, if you're not naturally inclined to to play guitar, and that's human, you know. If you don't get it on the first try, doesn't mean that you suck and that you're not meant to do it. It's just going to require practice, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the vibe here. It's just like wanting to give up when you don't get instant results. So if you find yourself trying to like learn something new, like if you actually are trying to learn a new instrument, learning how to play a new instrument now that we have all this time, like just know that it might require a little bit more time. It might require some practice and some effort. It might not be something that you are naturally inclined to do, and that's fine. You know, that's not like a flaw of yours. Like, you're not less worthy if you're not able to do it immediately. Don't just give up on it because you weren't immediately good at it. So that's kind of what's coming through there. Anyways, so we have the Emperor reversed and the Eight of Wands, which is so funny to me because the first message that kind of comes through with this is like still wanting to be in control and trying to get everything done. The Emperor reversed is like boss energy, like a manager or like a CEO or a boss of something, and having it reversed is like someone who's being a bit of a dictator, someone who's being really rigid with their rules. And with the Eight of Wands, it's like fast movement, fast change, like wanting everything to be done immediately. So I don't know if some of you are still out there working and your boss is being an asshole, I'm just here to validate that because that's kind of what this seems. Whether this is you or another person, this Emperor reverse is like not willing to let go, not willing to stop working. Like they still want to keep on going and just try to push through in hopes that like they'll get through it. But it's almost as though they're overestimating themselves, and it's almost as though this person it's not really hitting them that like they can't just like fight through a virus like this. With everything that's going on right now, like they can't just like fight through this. There are just some times where one has to surrender and let go and just let things happen the way that they are happening without trying to force a certain outcome. You know, sometimes we have to slow down. Sometimes all we can do is just take care of ourselves, take care of those around us, take care of our community, and hope for the best and you know, follow directions and that sort of thing. You know, we can't always just ignore the rules, if that kind of makes sense. So I don't know if this is you or another person, but nonetheless, it's here. So yeah, and then we have the Ten of Swords reversed, which talks about dragging things on, like not wanting to surrender, not wanting to let go, not wanting to give up, not wanting to just like let things happen. Like there's so much rigidity in all of this. I'm like smiling and I'm laughing because it reminds me so much of the Capricorn archetype. It reminds me of me, honestly. I have Saturn in the first. I have a Capricorn moon in Vedic astrology, so like I get it. So yes, the Ten of Swords reverse is like not wanting to let go, just trying, like being so forceful about things. And like it's this energy, the scenario that always comes to mind when I say the Ten of Swords reversed is someone who has literally reached a dead end. Like they're driving around and they've literally reached a physical dead end, but they're like, no, like I have to go through this way. There has to be I have to go through this specific path to this dead end in order to get where I want to go. And it's like, yo, it's a dead end. Like, where are you gonna go? Into the lake? Into the pond? You're gonna go there? Like, it's just kind of like this strong stubbornness and like just saying, no, I have to do this. I have to go down this way. This is the only way I can do this. This is the only path that I can take. This is the absolutely only option that I have. When it's like, no, just go to your GPS and re-navigate, you know? That's the kind of energy that this Ten of Swords reversed has. And it's like this stubborn thing of trying to move forward but literally having nowhere to go, like trying to move forward in a certain direction but there's a dead end in that path. So there's a need to re-navigate, there's a need to redirect yourself, to redirect energies, to do something differently, to adapt. Like there's a need to adapt, and there's this unwillingness to adapt to circumstances. So that's really interesting. For some of you with this Knight of Cups and this Four of Cups, there might be some sort of love offer that comes through. this is like, it feels like two different scenarios here. For some of you, there might be like a love offer or some sort of offer in general, right? Because the Knight of Cups is like a hopeless romantic. Maybe this is like a friend of yours or like a romantic partner or someone that you're dating. And with the Four of Cups, this is not the time to be taking any sort of offers right now. Right now is kind of the time to be focusing on self. Right now is the time to be focusing on grounding and being present and like just taking a moment to breathe and to just like be in silence. So that's kind of what this reads here. And with the Four of Cups, that also kind of reads as like indifference. The Four of Cups kind of reads as like indifference, like, yeah, I see your offer, I see what you're trying to put down, but I just don't have the time right now. I have other things to be focusing on right now. That's kind of what this reads as. And we have the Empress, which can signify you might be like feeling, or it might be seeming very desirable right now. People might be looking at you and like seeming very desirable. Maybe there are people in your life who like, now that they can't have you at this time, or like now that they can't have your physical attention or have your physical contact at this very moment in time, they are trying to like grab for your attention, but it seems as though you're kind of indifferent to it and you're focusing on other things, or you're being encouraged to focus on other things right now, because like it's just not appropriate to be, it doesn't really seem to be the time that is appropriate to be like trying to hook up or like anything along those lines. And that's like not my personal opinion, that's not what I'm trying to say, but you know, in general, that's kind of what this reads as, is like, this is just not appropriate. That's kind of what it feels like, is like the Capricorn is saying like, we're in quarantine right now and you're trying to hook up right now. Why? That's kind of what it feels like. It's just like making the other person feel stupid for even trying to make an offer, for even trying to like hit you up, be like, hey, you up? Like, it just doesn't really seem to be the time, and maybe you're aware of that. The Empress is also abundance and creativity. So again, similar to Aries, you might be feeling really creative at this time and to kind of have a lot of ideas. And if you do have a lot of ideas, definitely write them down. Okay, write them down, and like, if you can't act on them immediately, that's why I said write them down, but if you can act on them immediately, you know, go for it. You know, create a plan, do everything that you need to do, but also focus on self-care. With this Four of Cups and the Empress, you know, focus on self-care, focus on meditating, grounding yourself, being present, maybe doing some yoga, journaling, reflecting, that sort of thing, you know, being in alignment with yourself and taking care of your body, being in tune with your body, mental body, spiritual body, emotional body, physical body, all of that sort of stuff. It's a really great time to be in tune with yourself, rather than focusing so much on like others or trying to people please or anything along those lines. There might also be someone who in your life who either is an Aries, or someone who has really controlling or rigid tendencies, who might be trying to make an offer to you this month in April, trying to make an offer to you. And it might be that they, you know, like they have this tendency, right? But when they try to like be like, hey, you up, sort of thing, they kind of switch it up and go from like really controlling and rigid to like someone who's actually very charming, easygoing, romantic, kind of like showing you everything that you may have wanted to see, but it seems as though you might be seeing through the BS and they might not entirely like that. So that's really interesting, because again, it's like they might want that instant gratification of like instant movement, trying to be engaged in some way. So, and it might be something that someone, or like a cycle with this person where, you know, like it's happened before. It's not the first time that this person has tried to hit you up, but they're like not willing to let it go. Ten of Swords reverse, like they want, for some reason, like they're very insistent on having you back in their life, or like you accepting their offer or whatever it is. Yeah. So I think that's all that I really have for you. I'm trying to like see if there's any other thing that I should be saying. I think focusing on mental health and emotional health is really important at this time. and finding healthy coping mechanisms. Again, meditation is really good. That would be really helpful. And if you have the time, like if you have the opportunity to go out even for a few minutes and to sit under a tree, you know, without anyone else around, if you're able to walk around your neighborhood, do so. You know, do so safely, of course. Being in nature might really help you. And with the Ten of Swords reversed, that's also kind of a reminder that like there is light at the end of the tunnel. Everything will be fine. You will be able to recover. And also with this Ten of Swords reversed, this literally also can refer to recovery and healing. And with the Empress right under that, it really seems as though April may be a time of healing for you and like realizations and again grounding yourself, because we do have, you know, like all the imagery of nature and nature here, being in nature. So grounding yourself and being in nature, connected with nature, might really help you. May really help with anxiety and things along those lines. So yeah. Oh, there's like a little fishy here. Maybe you're dealing with a Pisces. But yeah, that's all that I have for you. That's all that I have for you, Capricorn. I hope this resonates. I hope you were able to gain something from this. And with that being said, I'll talk to you later.